again, trying to pinpoint them in a composition as you're starting to put these characters together. Or if this one will be separate, that's fine too. So I'm just going to figure putting this guy in the back here and having his nose there. So just kind of lightly laying this out and then going back into the part that has the circular section for the face. Again, this style of drawing, or this pattern formula that they come up with, kind of building that section up. And you might even see the nose, there's the round part, but then it's kind of squared off at the top and the sides, almost like a rectangular shape. Has the cheek sides to it as well. But there's the center, and the center may have you can put like a symmetrical stripe down the middle there. But then here's the nose, so it becomes a little bit elongated out to the front of this piece. And there's a center line even on the nose. And here I'll just put a circular side on one side to the other just to flesh it out a little bit. And that gives me this arching section. I'll put the eye shape, this elliptical piece, on the other side. It's wrapping around, so it's going to be slightly angled, distorted because of the perspective and the wrapping around of the sphere. Okay. And it has a secondary ellipse that shows the wideness, like the cheeks and the hair. Placing that in there. And even though the eye is kind of angled, I'm just still going to draw it in circular because it helps you plot the drawing much easier by doing that. And then for the cheek, just kind of putting that circular piece there. The bottom jaw is hinged, so if it's even on either side, just kind of draw right through the sketch. I'm keeping it rectangular at first, and then I can round that off. So it makes it much easier, much more laid out properly that way. And there's the lower lip there. And then it has the jaw, which is kind of curved there. So for the most part, he's kind of curved right in there. The triangular shape for the nose, the ears, just kind of bent up there. You can just did the triangle as the isometric sketch. And you can see the three, if you can plot it here, it comes to a point. There's the pyramid to it. Can't see it on the other side, you're just going to see the tops of it. So putting that like that. So there's pretty much laid out, and depending on the gesture or the layout of how they're sitting in this car. And again, there's the neck, the body. You might not see all of it, but just placing it in there. And then the steering wheel becomes another cylindrical shape. So depending on how you start to put some of those pieces in there. And then the hands, maybe they're talking, he's explaining things as he's driving, so I'm going to put the hand. This is secondary in what you have to come up with. And then he's driving, so I'll put a circle up there for the stick figure for the hand. So it gives you a pretty good layout. Taking a look at the next step, once you have that drawn, I always say that the nose and the eye is a pretty good indicator of the character, of helping you plot them in there. And that's going to take on a little bit of a change. You can see the flat part of the kind of the nose, the snout, and just project that across and actually let that curved pieces kind of help you place them right in there. And then focusing on the eyes next, because that'll give you a little bit more of the character to help you take a look at. And see if you can place that in there. So those are his eyes. So the eyes kind of have a teardrop shape, a football shape, to build that in there. And build that section. So that gives you enough to kind of look at, and then everything becomes a little more curvilinear added onto this piece. So you can kind of see that, and when it gets into the mouth, that's when you're dealing with all kinds of shapes with the teeth. So just remember, it's symmetrical on either side with the bottom pieces. Just kind of keep a nice graceful line to it. And placing it in there like that. So I might add to it, or I might change the mouth. I could lower it down a little bit. But once I have it drawn in, I can at least see what I'm looking at and give myself a better interpretation of it. And then the same with the ears. This is a circular piece, but it has a gesture with these lines coming across, and once you sketch them out, then you can go back in and heavy up the bottom pieces to build it up better. So come down into an outfit, say he has a collared shirt. Easy to draw. And again, depending on how they're talking, here's the hand, thumb coming up. And do that same thing with the 3 fingers, getting larger, smaller, and then these might become a little different since they're wolf hands. Might put a claw into them to build that up. And then on this part, you might just be talking. So here's the curve, the round part of the hand with the fingers in there. So it's trying to have you start putting all those parts together as you start to illustrate. The tongue again, just kind of showing it to you, the inside of the mouth. I might make that a little bigger. And the tongue comes out. Another symmetrical piece. So take a look at your composition, see what you can come up with on another character. It's kind of the idea of card design or animation. You're still going to do more than one character for a theme. So I just want to give this opportunity for you to try that and see how you do. So I'll come off your screen there so you can do it.